Hello guys, welcome back. I am your host, your captain, the Flying Moose, and we are about to embark on yet another flight in Europe, this time flying for KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, and that means one thing: we're going to Schiphol, Amsterdam, Schiphol. I thought about it over, we were talking about some different airports to go to, and I was looking at some flights that go in and out of Palma, and thought, let's get up to Schiphol. That'll give us a whole wide range of options. Leaving Amsterdam, because it's a major airport. It's far enough away to give us a good length of flight time, and so just to provide a good balance. And we had someone had talked about wanting to go to Schiphol anyway, making sure that was on the list. So now we can hit that, and we'll do that. So I think that satisfies a number of criteria, and we'll do that today. So Amsterdam, Schiphol it is today. So let's go ahead and say hello to those in chat. We got Dutch flight was the first one here, which is absolutely fitting considering we're flying for Royal Dutch today. So welcome to you, sir. Kramer, good to have you back. Let's see, the guy in the corner who eats Kit Kats tried to use a whole bunch of flames, and YouTube basically censored it, but that's okay. Hello to you if you're still here. Joanne, good to see you. Let's see who else. Future World Gamer, hello. Jumbo Squishies, welcome back, sir. Good to have you back. Logan Gaming X, hello. Kushin Gaming, good to see you. Dekent Flyer, good to see you from the UK. Happy to see you. Let's see here. Yeah, so Balin M, good to see you. Your thing is getting hidden too for some reason. YouTube has this new like automatic censorship stuff, and so they may censor stuff that's not really censored material. However, please don't go onto people's streams and ask people there to sub to your channel. It's basically poaching people from another channel. That's rude. If people want to check out your channel, they'll do so. But that's not the way to do it. So just be aware of that. It's good etiquette to not do that. Let's see. Marcel van den Brink, good to see you. Ishish Plays, welcome back. Kalimu, good to see you as well. Ronan, good to see you. Never been this early before? Oh, it's been this early. It's been much earlier than this before. We just haven't been this early in a while. Jack's Vlogs, good to see you. Pilot Air, what's up? Matt's Burgers, welcome aboard. FIFA 17 Kid, how's it going? Sergeant Colin, hello again from the UK as well. Let's see, anyone else? Mike Chandler, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. And I think that is it. And iGamer Fellow, hello, sir. All right. So let's get a move on today. Actually, some cool news here out of Fresno. Right before I started the stream, I'm actually glad it happened right before, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to run out and see it. Here in Fresno, I don't know how many of you are familiar with NASA's SOFIA. It's basically an aircraft-based telescope. It's featured on Mighty Planes, if you guys have seen that show on Smithsonian Channel or somewhere else. And it's basically housed inside a 747 SP, and it is doing touch and goes here at Fresno. I was sitting there getting set up stream and heard the roar of engines that I do not normally hear, and raced outside, and sure enough, 747 was flying over my house. So we do not get 747s regularly here, so that was a cool thing to see. And so anyway, so it's awesome. So I was just watching it on FlightAware. He came up from Palmdale, kind of did a looped around, came to touch and go, and now he's doing what looks like pattern work here at Fresno. So that's kind of cool. So we got a celebrity here with us today. But anyway, awesome stuff. All right, let's get into the stream. I understand we're going to to Amsterdam, but if you speak in Dutch, I will not be able to understand what you're saying in the chat. So just know that. All right, so let's get this walk around done here. We need to check everything out, make sure we're good to go. Beautiful KLM livery. Gans is the, I don't know if that's the right pronunciation there, but is the name of the ship today. And she is XH, X-Ray Hotel -308. And so we're taking her. So we're looking at the pitot tubes are covered. The aerial attack indicator right there is okay. Tires and brake, well, not brakes, tires and strut and the taxi light look good. The hatch there is closed. Radome and nose cone look good. No damage there. We got external power on the aircraft. And coming around. Oh, that says goose. Wait a minute. Is Gans Dutch for goose? Because it says Gans on that side, it says goose on that side. So I did not paint this. So if someone in someone in the chat that's speaking Dutch right now, which I see some people, can let me know if is that just a translation or are those two different words. I'd love to know. So anyway, Flaming Chris, hello sir, welcome back. Let's see, looking around the side here, we got our static ports. They look good and clear. Cargo's already loaded up, that's good. Wing route and lighting and turn off lights there look good. Engine looks very nice, no problem there, no damage. Let's see here. Also, the pylon looks good. Leading edge of the wing looking good. We got some wear and tear on this aircraft, which is cool. It's a very well used aircraft. Walking around the plane is brought to you by Easy Dock. This is a feature. The Easy Dock, I believe Chase Plane will allow you to do this too, basically, but they're add-on camera programs, basically, and allows me to basically use my keyboard and my mouse to simulate walking around the aircraft. So, very cool. And let's see here. By the way, I just thought of this. I'm surprised no one said it in chat yet, but the fact that the airplane is named Goose on this side is very similar to Moose. Again, I did not paint this, but that's kind of funny. I've flown this airplane before, so did not know that was the case. Engine exhaust looks nice and clear, good. The tires here look a little bit worn, but looking okay. And brakes and strut, no hydraulic leaks, looks good. No problems there. Come around here, we've got the Dutch flag along with the European Union flag there, as is fitting for this KLM aircraft. We will be doing TeamSpeak Cruise, yes, absolutely. That's the new standard, so that will be happening. The reason I wait to cruise to activate it is it's with all the stuff of getting ready to go and checks and taxi and takeoff, it's just easier not to have one other thing in my ear going off during that time. Once I'm in the cruise, I can better prepare for the landing and stuff fine, but the other stuff is just a little more of a hassle. So, and it's one less thing to have to set up at the outset. So, and then everyone's got other questions about how do I get into TeamSpeak and I can't join and blah 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 blah. So anyway, not to rant or anything, but that's why I do that. Tires here look good, brakes look good, cylinder, hydraulics, no leaks, good. Engine exhaust looks okay. Trailing edge of the wing looks pretty good. Alright, coming around. Leading edge of the wing looks good. Engine looks nice and secure there. And we got our fan blades here, look good, no damage. Landing lights, wonderful. And we've got our static ports on this side. Alright, we're good to go. It sounds like passengers are now all loaded up, so that's good. And here we go. When you play, I've been wanting to play with you. Alright, well, tomorrow the plan is to do multiplayer. So if you're wanting to fly with me, tomorrow is your day. That's the plan. I got the DMV stuff taken care of today, so hopefully tomorrow, without distraction, we can do that. So, I'm very fortunate to live in California. It's very expensive here, but I know goose is not a Dutch word. I think they have it set in English, the name, but goose, a bird. You speak that out in Dutch, Gans. So, okay, so Gans, is that the Dutch word for goose, or is there no word for goose in Dutch? Is that what you're saying? It's kind of hard to figure out what that meant, but yeah. So anyway, so that's the plan, guys. So we will attempt to do multiplayer tomorrow, so plan accordingly. Alright, let's get this bird set up. Starting up here, the dome light's already on. We're going to get the IRSs initiated. We'll check our leading edge devices, and we got good lights there. Guarded, like they should be. Yaw dampered into the on position. Navigation switches are all in both and normal. Display sources are auto and both. Fuel cross feed, valve transit light on. Active. Valve transit light on. And off. We got a good test. Fuel pumps are all off at the moment. And we're going to check the battery voltage is 28. We're on ground power at the moment. We need to turn on the cabin equipment here. Ground power, we got 402 hertz, 115 volts, 28 DC volts, and 66 amps. That is good. Standby power is guarded, as well as the disconnects are locked and guarded. Buses are off at the moment. That's fine. Turn on the breaker panel lights. Emergency exit lights are already armed. Let's go ahead and turn on the seatbelt sign for passengers. Window heats can come on. Pitos will stay off at the moment. Hydraulics will stay off at the moment. And recircs are on. Packs are off. Bleed to auto. And all bleeds, including APU, is off because the engines are off and the APU is off. Flight altitude today is 35,000 feet, so we're going to set that to 35 for the pressurization. Pressurization set to auto. Landing altitude today is, we're going to keep where it is for at the moment. We'll set that to landing altitude when we get up to cruise. Navigation lights to on. I want to set the flight director to on. We're going to change this to hectopascals. And we'll get the weather here in a second and we'll set that correctly. We're going to wait to set this as part of the flight plan. We'll do our oxygen check here. Oops. There we go. That's a good check. Panel lights to on. And coming down around here, we're going to check the TCAS. And we're going to set our
TCAS test fail.
What? No, who? Oh, because our IRS is not aligned. Okay, so we'll have to perform that testing after we align the IRS. Good to know. Let's see. I want these. Let's see. Panel lights on right there. There we go. Fire test. And other fire test. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to put the parking brake on. And with that, we'll get to the IRS section. Before I do that too far, though, I don't have a lot of experience. Well, I don't have any experience, actually, with Flight Sim World yet. I'm waiting for it to be awesome. Although the more I hear about it, the more they're working on it. It's coming along, so we'll see. But it's still, like I said, they're still early access. I don't really pay a lot of attention to things when they're in early access because it's early access. It's basically like alpha mode. It's not even beta. So I'll let other people deal with that. But I'm hopeful that it'll be awesome. But we'll see. Today I need to look at what our fuel is supposed to be. In fact, why don't we take this moment to look at the flight plan together? We're going. We're KLM 1456 today. 737 NGX. From Palma to Schiphol. Alternate today is Dusseldorf. And our flight level today is 35,000 feet. Airtime is about just over 2 hours in the air. Block fuel, we should have 20,104 pounds, so that's what I need to load up right now. We're 130,000 pounds dead for our zero fuel weight. And this is our routing, which looks like this. Somewhere. Way down the bottom. There we go. So here's the map without the weather. So we're going to come out of Palma, kind of come up and around, over, going to skirt a little bit. Barcelona is basically right in here. Actually, I think it might be right there. So basically almost over Barcelona, and then over into France. Come up through here, up basically over Paris, and then into over Belgium a little bit, and into the Netherlands or Amsterdam, and then into Amsterdam right there at EHAM. Dusseldorf right there is our alternate. Let's take a look at the en route weather here. We've got some jet stream action cutting across here, flight level 310, and we've got some, what is going on here? This looks like cloud action. Doesn't look like thunderstorm necessarily. So, yeah, we should be, it'll probably be cloudy, but it should be okay. Winds aloft generally from the west, which makes sense with that jet stream. And there's another depiction of that weather right there. Alright, what's our reserves looking like? Let's see. It's 3, 5, 6, 2. So 6.2 is our reserves. Click here to show route map. Oh. Oh! Well, this is one I can click on. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know I could do that. Alright, well that's awesome. Not that I need to do that now, but whatever. Alright, so 20,104 pounds. That's what I need to load up for the fuel real quick, because I have not done that yet. So fuel, 2104. put that in. There we go. Alright, now we'll go back to the FMC here. Get our position entered in here. There we go. Let's see, we are at LEPA. Somewhere is P. I find it. There we go. LEPA. And we're at gate 20. I don't know if this will take that, but hey, yes it will. Look at that. Cool. Alright. LEPA, and we're going to Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. We're flight number KLM. That's convenient. 1456. And departure. Okay, so departure today is TWC. We'll go into red mode. What on earth? The plane I bought from PMDG. That's what's going on. Okay. I put SimBrief away, and now it's okay over here, so I can see things and still do this. Okay. The departure today is the Gala 2 Lima. So come down here to the. Actually, we can simplify this. We're going to be taking off on 6 left, same runway we landed on last night. Gala 2 November, Gala 2 Lima. There we go. Alright, and our routing will take us from there to Galat, G-A-L-A-T. G-A-L-A-T. Oh, that's already there. Stupid. Gooby doofus. Alright, UN-861. UN-861. To Fisto, F-I-S-T-O. F-I-S-T-O. UI-156. UI-156. Let's see. ADABI. ADABI. And then UN-858. UN-858. No, not that one. Nope, nope, shush. It's that. There we go. To Vanad, V-A-N-A-D. V-A-N-A-D. From there we go UN-874. UN-874 to Bames, B-A-M-E-S. M-E-S. Next page. UT-191. UT-191. I know this part can be kind of boring, guys, but it's part of it's required. P-O-D-E-M. P-O-D-E-M. I remember that waypoint. UN-873. UN-873. I think we had to do Podum on the way up to Dublin from Nice. Beldi, B-E-L-D-I. B-E-L-D-I. UI-473. UI-473. And that goes to Lumil, L-U-M-I-L. L-U-M-I-L. And that goes to UI-873. 73. And finally to Denut, D-E-N-U-T. D-E-N-U-T. And that takes us to our arrival, which is the Denut 1 Alpha. That guy right there. And we're expecting 18 right. And for that, we need to look at the appropriate transition. So I'm going to go check that right quick here. My Navigraph's charts program updated recently, and it's all new, so I'm getting used to it. And it's a lot slower than it used to be, which is kind of annoying. You hit the close. There we go. So bear with me because it's taking a little bit. I already downloaded all the charts for Skipple and for Palma, but it does take a little while longer. So Danute, I think that's what I want there. No, oh crap. Let's close that. There we go. Okay, so from Danute, there we go. And it comes in our last fix there looks like a river. Is that one of our options here? Yes, it is. River right there. Alright. Back to route. Everything looks okay there. So we'll activate that and execute. Alright. Zero fuel weight is 130. Reserves, we said, were 6.2. Cost index, we're back to 80 today. And flight level is 350. Execute that. Transition level is actually 6,000 feet. And one limit. Let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and derate at least to 1 here. So we'll do take off 1 and climb 1. Flaps 5. Trim is going to be 4.85, and our V speeds 141, 142, and 150, making 165 our V2 plus 15. Runway is going to be dry today. Weather is pretty nice out here today. I mean, it's a little cloudy, but nothing to be bad about. And plus the winds are really calm. It's variable at 1 knot last I checked, so you know there's that. So this is 165. Oops, too far. 165. We're taking off on 6 left, so this needs to be 6. It's somewhere in there. I think it actually might be 5.8. I'm going to go back and check that, because now I'm on the wrong charts again. Yeah, I did update the NightBot to do planes now, so so you can see that. Let's see here what the runway heading is. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of runway too. Let's see here. Yeah, it is 5.8. Okay. Yeah, we turned to 6.1. That was part of the departure. Okay. Speaking of the departure, let me see if we've got any altitude restrictions that I need to be aware of. Let's see here. Don't do that. Okay. Doesn't look like it, so we'll leave this at 10,000, and we'll go from there. I'm going to set this to 6.1, which is our first turn bearing that we need to set. And flight director's already on. Okay, so let's take a look at the weather. Departure weather station here, where it's not so busy. Let's see, current weather, it changed a little bit. Now it's 190 with 3 knots, but that's not really going to change anything, so we'll stay. That's basically winds calm as far as I'm concerned. We're going to go off of runway 6 left still like we were planning. A few clouds at 1,800 feet. Temperature 25, 2.21, altimeter, or QNH 1011, and no significant weather after that, so that's fine. So 190 with 3. What? Shoot, I already forgot what the QNH was. 101. Oops, that's EHAM. Not what I want. 1011. That's what it is. 011. View at 8. Temperature 2521. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and go over to departure briefing. So I'm going to bring up the chart here for the airport. So weather today is pretty good. Like we just looked at, winds are 190 at 3, no precipitation. QNH is 1011, a few clouds at 1800 feet, and then temperature 25, dew point 21. No significant weather. We're going to be taking off on runway 6 left, and we're at park to gate 2020. So we're going to be backing out of the gate and heading over to Whiskey 5. And basically all the way down, the way they do these taxiways are really kind of obnoxious. They're all like hold points. So we'll basically follow Whiskey 5 down to Delta, Charlie, Bravo, Alpha, and then Zulu, Hotel 5 to the end of the runway, if that makes any sense. It's kind of confusing. All of that might be considered taxiway November, but looking at the chart, it's impossible to tell. So, whatever. It actually also might be considered hotel, so one way or the other, we'll find out when we get there. But that's going to be the plan. It'll be a flaps 5 departure out of runway 6 left. The departure basically requires us to straight out depart. We need to climb on a 6% at least gradient out because we have some mountains off to the left as we're going to turn. But we're basically going to fly out and intercept the 6-1 bearing to the JOA VOR, the Sun St. John VOR, at 8 miles from Sun St. John, radial, not bearing. At 8 miles from the station, we're going to make a left-hand turn on the along the 15 DME arc of the Mike Juliet Victor VOR, which is just to the south of Sun St. Joan, and turn around that arc to intercept the 325 radial from the Sun St. Joan VOR, and we'll follow that all the way to 38 miles from Juliet Oscar Alpha, which is that VOR, and then at that point we make a left-hand turn toward Gallet, and that's on actually 284 degrees radial from the Papa Oscar Sierra VOR. So all of our navigation stuff will do all that for us, but if we have to use the radios, that's how we will do that. Max speed is 250 knots at or below 10,000 feet, just like in the States, so nothing changes there. Minimum sector altitude, we do have some terrain issues off to the left where we're going to be going. Basically some mountains at 5,000 and 7,000 feet. We're going to skirt between those, but that basically makes for some tight areas. The MSA is not... Why are you not showing me MSA here? You're just giving me the general? Maybe it's 7,000, is that? That makes more sense. Actually, that makes more sense. No, there we go. There it is. So 6,000... There it is. I just found it. 6,700, which is going to be the area we're going in. 7,000 foot areas are a little farther north from where we're going to be. The maximum terrain point is 4,700 feet. So if we stay above 6,700, we're good. Okay. That takes care of that. If we do have any issues with our departure, we'll obviously stop before V1. If it happens after V1, we'll go ahead and continue with the departure. Due to the MSA issues, we'll do a right-hand pattern away from the terrain and circle back to the runway to land back on 6 right at that point, since we'll be in the pattern for 6 right. And that'll keep us away from other arriving traffic on 6 left. Okay. And that's all she wrote. So with that, let's go ahead and do our our pre-flight checklist here and make sure that's all ready to go. Oxygen has already been tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches are all set to normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is auto. Flight instruments are set. Heading 058, altimeter 10,000, and V165 for our IAS. We do need to set the 1011 on our altimeter. There we go. Parking brake is set and engine start levels are cut off. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut our doors and we'll get ready for pushback departure. And we want nose to the right today. And actually, as part of that, we need to get the APU going too, so I'm going to turn on pump there for that. And 2 doors, I'm going to close the door.
Hello, Captain.
Close these doors. Ground connections, we're going to remove the pitot covers. And we'll remove this once we get power established. Alright. Yeah, once we get taxiing, I'll be able to kind of pay attention to chat again. So just trying to get all this stuff done so that way we're not sitting here forever. By the way, let's go ahead now that we've got the IRS and stuff. We'll check the that again. APU's coming online.
TCAS test pass.
There we go. Denute. Alright. Okay, there we go. We got APU power, so let's go ahead and engage APU. Go ahead and kill ground power. I'm going to turn on the APU bleed. I'm going to leave the packs off because we're just going to start the engines right now. And with that, we will disconnect the air and disconnect the electronics and remove the wheel chocks. Back to FMC. And make sure the jetway gets out of here too.
Locking gear.
Fuel check here. We do have 20,100 pounds, 8.63 on both sides, and 2.05 in the center. So we'll lose the center tank here pretty quick.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking.
Gozikvo, good to see you, man. Conman, how's it going? German Uber driver, hey, yeah, it has been a bit. Good to see you again, man.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
Beacon on. Alright, 4-star checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Let's just make sure it is locked. Deny. Good. Fuel, we just checked, is 8.63, 2.05 for 20.1. Passenger signs are on for seatbelt signs. Windows are closed and locked. MCP, V2 is 150, was the set 165 for V2 plus 15. Heading 058 and altitude 10,000 set the box. Takeoff speeds are 141, 142, and 150 for V2. CDU pre-flight has been completed. Rudder and aileron trim are free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed, and the anti-collision light is on. And we're good for engine start. We have pressure there. And we'll go to start engine 1 and bring all the fuel pumps online. Juan pushing us back from the gate nicely. An interview with Juan. Oh, that'd be funny. Fuel to number 2. Yeah, I'm good. I spent the morning at the DMV, so I may sound a little bit like, you know, deflated, maybe is the right word. But no, I'm just trying to get into a rhythm of getting all these checks done here, so we can get ourselves a move on. Got a good light up there coming on the line. Thank you for asking, though. Appreciate the concern. Starter cutout. And we'll go ahead and ground start on engine number 1. Alright, spinning up nicely.
Set parking brake.
And fuel on to number 1. Parking brake set. Yes, the PMDG aircraft come with complete manuals and checklists. They come with very detailed documentation of every system. So yeah. I don't know, German Uber driver, why it crashes halfway through. It's probably something to do with your computer setup. There's probably some sort of conflict somewhere or driver issue. It could be a number of things. It could be out of memory, like Kozikvo just said. You kind of want to determine when it says it crashed, find out why it crashed. Usually it'll tell you what caused the crash, and then you can kind of investigate from there, do some Google searches, and see if you can figure that stuff out. Lori Hoof, I'm assuming that's how you say your name. Plain note. 4 terabytes? Really? Are you sure? And it doesn't really matter how much memory you have. FSX is a 32-bit program. It will only use 3.5, maximum of 4, but not even really that, gigs of memory. So you can have all the memory in the world, but it's not going to use all of it anyway. So we are going to Amsterdam. That is correct. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn the logo light on. We'll turn the taxi lights on at this point. Before taxi checklist, we need to actually not do a checklist. Generators to on. We'll go ahead and hit the engine bleeds. Wait for positive pressure here, and then we'll go ahead and kick the packs on for the passengers. Probe heat can come on. Zone temp. Why do we have a zone temp warning? Don't know. Oh, there we go. That's on. Oh, I don't want that on anymore. Whoop, there we go. Flaps down to 5. Trim set to 4.85. So almost 5. We have 139 souls on board today. And auto brake set to RTO is coming in. Okay. So generators are on. Probe heat is on. Anti-ice not required. Isolation valve is set to auto. Engine start switches to continuous. Recall. Check that. Just make sure. Guess we're good there. Auto brake is RTO. Engine start levers are idle detent. Flight controls. Can we check them? Oh, we can. Finally, an aircraft that allows you to do that. Alright, 2 up, 1 down. 2 up, 1 down. 2 down. 2 up. And this will release the brakes, I'm sure. Oh, no, 1 this time. Okay, full left, neutral, full right, neutral. Alright, flight controls are checked. And ground equipment is clear. Alright, let's get a move on. Brakes release. Here we go. Let's go ahead and kick the transponder to transponder mode for that. Traffic mode selected. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. I want to personally welcome you aboard KLM Flight 1456, service to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Flight time today is just a little over 2 hours, and we expect pretty good weather en route, so we shouldn't have too many bumps or issues in flight. If you need anything, please see a flight attendant as soon as possible, but in the meantime, please keep your seats and seatbelts fastened until we turn that seatbelt sign off once you get to altitude. Hope you have a pleasant flight with us today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. If both engines fail at V2, that's a Sully-Sullenberger situation where you just do your best. Because you don't have any runway left, you're already in the air. You find a flat spot you can and try and set her down, but at that point you're basically doomed. That's why the Sullenberger situation was such a desperate one, because they basically flamed out their engines shortly after takeoff. They didn't have a lot of altitude, and they don't have any power. They couldn't restart because both engines were damaged. you just glide as long as you can and find something flat. So thankfully, in that situation, they had the Hudson River to set her down in, and they were able to do so successfully. So. Yeah, unfortunately, not every eventuality can be well, it can be at least planned for or can be dealt with. You know, there are certain situations where you're going to go down and you're going to crash, and that's how those things do happen. But you know, the idea is to hopefully keep that few and far between. Well, that's right. There's this runway here that doesn't exist in real life anymore. Yeah, out-of-memory errors are caused by your actual memory, not your graphic memory. And remember, Flight Sim is a lot heavier when it comes to things on the CPU than it is on your GPU, which is your graphics drive. So you may have a really great graphics card, and if your CPU sucks, then it doesn't matter. So your memory, though, and the amount of add-ons you have, if you have FSX set to basically default and no add-ons and things, and you're running out of memory, you probably have some other issue going on. But if you're running a bunch of add-ons and scenery and things, that's where you're really liable to have out-of-memory errors or OOM errors, as they call them. So. Kramer, I'm not sure about that stat. I haven't heard that stat, so I don't know. Again, there aren't that many air crashes to begin with, so it's very possible if you only have a few, and most of them are. I mean, most aviation crashes that happen are private plane crashes, because that's where the more novice pilots are generally. Very rarely is a crash attributed to something mechanical, you know, something that goes wrong with the plane. Oftentimes it's a pilot error issue or a pilot response to a situation issue that causes issues like that. So. That should go on that setting. Yeah, most times. Not obviously we can't say all the time. All right, let's hold here for a second. Make sure our TCAS is set to actually give us traffic. We're going to see any traffic. No issues there, so let's go ahead and get on the runway. Yep, NightBot can answer that question for you there, Kramer. No, we're just offline, except for streaming. There is traffic in here, but it's all AI traffic. Alright, remember to do this time. And landing lights on. Throttle on, LNAV. All right, here we go. Engines are stable. Takeoff power set.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Positive rig, you're up. So you're gonna move over here to 6-1.
Traffic. Traffic.
I think they were having traffic land the other way, so that's fine. He's below me. It's fine. Gonna need to recalibrate my yoke. Yeah, this is Steam Edition. It's not Box Edition. Flaps 1. Mountain Aviation, how's it going, man? This is FSX. We're going to start our turnaround here. And flaps up. Nice scenery out here in Palma. And that's transition altitude, so we're going to set standard. I'm going to overshot that a little bit. Coming out of the turn, we're going to go ahead and set our altitude all the way up to 350. There's where we left from, Palma de Mallorca. I will take your $10, Tim. Good to see you again, man. That's fun. What the heck? Freaking out for? so. Yes. Yes, I did. I'm sure Tim has been to EHAM. Alrighty, coming around here. Because, short answer, we had some requests for Amsterdam earlier, and I realized based on where we were, that was actually a pretty good flight for today and gives us a lot of options for tomorrow, so basically that's why I chose Amsterdam. And I have an aircraft with a KLM livery, so that worked out nicely too. Go ahead and, oops, not that. Engage the autopilot. And after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are still on. Packs are set to auto. Landing gear is up and off, lights out. Flaps are up, no lights. And we need to turn the continuous to off. And we're above 10,000, so landing lights come off. Lights come off. And we'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs off. We're nice and smooth there. We'll continue on up to 35,000 feet. Alrighty. Nice comeback, Tim. Nice comeback. All right, let's go ahead and get TeamSpeak fired up because we're safe to do so now. Don't tell me those things. Connect.
Connected.
Wonderful. And live stream room 3.
Channel switched.
All right, we're in live stream room 3. So if you want to join TeamSpeak, now's the time to do it. And we got Ish. Fuel light for the center tanks. Go ahead and kill those. Hello, Tim. How's it going, man?
Hey, good afternoon, Bill. How's the paperwork?
Paperwork's fantastic. Where have you been flying lately?
Oh, geez. Let me get back to you in that in just a second, okay?
Sure. Yeah, Kazuko, you should probably not be watching YouTube at work, so I appreciate the support, though. We will be flying tomorrow. Idea. We will be flying tomorrow, so you can join us for that screening session as well. Mr. Ike, how's it going, man?
All good here.
Wonderful, good to see you. Alright, so for those of you that have joined since my opening remarks, I was explaining earlier that we had a 747 SP doing touch and goes here for a little bit here in Fresno, just before we started the stream. It's actually a NASA's Sophia jet, which is an airborne telescope. It's been featured on a show called Mighty Planes that's been on Smithsonian Channel. I don't know if it airs on any other channels. but it's a pretty cool aircraft. But as I was getting ready to start, I heard its engine screaming overhead, so I ran outside to see what it was, and was greeted with a 747. So it's been a good day. Although the day did start at the DMV, that part of the day not so great. But good news is my new Ford Fusion now officially has its plates bestowed on it, the personalized 83 Moose plates. So it is now a Moose vehicle. I do have to go back in a few weeks to order the different the yellow on black plates that I really want for it, because I couldn't do it in the same visit. Apparently, you have to wait 3 days at least from signing it. It's something stupid. So I think it's just an excuse for the DMV to collect more money from you, because it's hard to justify charging you again if you're in the same place. But if you have to come back for another transaction, then it's easy to say, "Oh no, that costs more." So it's just stupid things.
Couldn't you just paint it yourself?
Probably not. I'm sure that's illegal. We do live in California, so I'm sure I'd be arrested by the California Gestapo or something for doing that.
I would have watched the live stream of you on the DMV. That would have been entertaining.
I'm sure that would have been not entertaining at all. Oh, I do wait well. I'm a very patient person, so it's really just sitting quietly and people watching, but it's not how I want to spend my day.
Yeah, but we would have been up on NightBot to help you along.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a fair point.
You know, here in Texas, we have this automated system where you can just check in from home.
Well, we can do, there's a lot of stuff we can do online here at the DMV, but the stuff I need to do, I can't do online, so...
Oh, no, I mean, you can actually, like, put yourself in the queue from home, and then it'll just let you know 5 minutes. And...
Oh, why don't we have that system here? That's awesome. That would make things so much easier. I mean, we do have an appointment system, which is somewhat good, so you can make an appointment. The problem is the appointments are all taken for, you know, the next 2 weeks. So if you need to get something done now, you know, you still have to just go and not appointment it and wait in the stupid line. But yeah.
Oh, no, this one's just like, because when you go there, you pick a number. This system just basically picks a number for you.
Interesting. See, we get the number once we're at the DMV, but we have to be there for that, so...
Well, in answer to your earlier question there, Moose, flying, well, went to the game on Saturday and watched Michigan State win, and then did a bunch of domestic stuff this week. This is a chick having to do with watching you guys.
Oh, I got you. So you weren't flying so much, you were observing?
I was just looking.
Nice. Calimu must have left, because he was on here when we first started, but he must not be on here now, because he usually joins TeamSpeak and so on, so... Might join us later, or maybe working, who knows. So.
Yeah, see the Glorious Crossfeed channel 727.
Yes, so figured that out, and did not die, thankfully. So I'd realized I'd never, I mean, I flew in the 727, the Captain 71 in the sim a lot. I'd never run the center, allowed the center tank to run all the way down, so I didn't realize it would actually, you know, kill you when it started sucking air.
Oh yeah, if it's that and it's tank or next day, but now you know that, I mean, for everybody who's watching the stream, flying a complex plane like the 737 or the 727s without a 2-man crew or 3-man crew, it does get to be a handful for the stream. So you have to give props to the guys who are doing it right.
Yes, absolutely. It is a lot to manage, a lot to look after, and it definitely makes sense that in the real world they are 2 or in the older aircraft 3-man crews, because you need someone watching all those things individually, otherwise that stuff happens. So.
Yeah, we were going down for a good 5 minutes, weren't we?
It was at least that. We lost, I think we went down from 30, we were at 31 or 32,000 feet, and we ended up getting all the way down to 13 before we had all 3 engines recovered. So it was back and forth between trying to relight the engines and look for something where we could land if we had to dead stick it all the way into the coast. So, but yes, thankfully we were able to recover that, and won't be doing that again. Although I was telling them on the stream the other day, as a result of that, I was flying the 727 around off, off stream, just for my own sake, just for some stuff, and was having a lot of fun with it. I really do love that airplane. It's such a fun airplane to fly.
It's a great airplane to fly in real life too. It's as I've stated earlier in previous streams, that is my favorite airplane that I.
Yeah. Alright guys, so if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can also use a number of NightBot commands you can find down in the description of the video. If you're curious about what aircraft I have for FSX, besides the default ones. I didn't list the default aircraft because, of course, I have those. But also, if you were curious about the hardware that my computer has, the hardware I fly with, like yokes and pedals and things like that, the routing today, where I'm from, all that stuff you can find, and NightBot can answer you, so that way we don't have to ask the same questions over and over again. But called the Moose Mobile. So anyway, welcome to the stream, guys, and we are flying to Amsterdam, of course, as it's already been stated. And currently we're looking at an arrival time of 1741 Zulu in sim time. Obviously we're, again, back the time up because it would be dark for all these flights if we did it real time. And,
that's no fun.
And yeah, it's not as fun flying in the dark, especially on the internet, because then no one can see anything. The weather, however, I'm using real world weather, so if you do want to look at METARs and stuff, those will be accurate. Just the time of day is not accurate, so if that makes sense.
Well, actually, it does, because it's nice to fly in the daylight so we have something to look at.
Right. So, and speaking of something to look at, we're coming up on the coast of Spain. We're going to hit Spain first, and then charge up through a small portion of Spain and into France, and then from France over Belgium, and Belgium into the Netherlands, and into Amsterdam itself.
I don't think you want to use the term hit Spain, and just maybe fly over Spain.
Alright, fine. We're going to whack Spain in the head on the way.
Let's go feet dry.
That's right, yes. We're gonna do a touch and go just long enough to get some Spanish credentials, and then we'll continue on up into France. So.
And to answer a question from an earlier stream, you were talking about how come the Radar doesn't have an off button.
Oh yeah, in the 37.
I think the 37 operates on a SWAT switch that shuts it off when it has weight on the gear.
Okay, that makes sense, because I noticed there's like auto buttons here and stuff like that, so that would make sense. Because yeah, I was always trying to figure out how do we turn this off so we're not irradiating people on the ground.
Well, that's why we call the gate a sterile area.
Yes.
We go to the gate with the radar on.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If you don't want kids, walk in front of the airplane now.
Have you ever streamed with your 777?
I have not. I'm not. I mean, it's the Captain Sim 777, and I haven't done a lot with it. I really haven't flown it enough to be able to tell you. The time or two I've gotten in it and attempted to fire it up. There was some things that I was trying to figure out what was doing what, and I kind of lost patience with it. And the unfortunate thing about Captain Sim is they don't give you very detailed manuals and stuff for the aircraft like PMDG does. I mean, that's why PMDG has been for years called precision manuals. And so they give you stuff like for individual systems a little bit, but without giving you procedures and stuff. It's just kind of difficult, so you have to kind of glean it on your own from YouTube and some other sources.
Right.
So I haven't ever spent a whole lot of time in it. I figured, I mean, if I was ever doing long haul stuff, I always preferred the 747 anyway, so I think I only got it because it went on one of those Captain Sim sales where it was like $9, and it was like, well, why not? You know, pick it up. So, I would like to get the PMDG 777 and then do flights in that one, because that would be better modeled. Captain Sim it's not sim light, but it's not study level either. It's kind of a midway between. And so when it's kind of annoying when you get some advanced systems that are modeled and some that aren't, and so it's kind of like you kind of get close to being like a lot of stuff simmed and modeled, and then not everything, and it just kind of almost drives you more nuts than being able to come to terms with, okay, it's basically just a light sim and it'll just do basic stuff and that's it. So, but whatever. Do the wings flex in this sim? Yeah, you'll get the wings flex depending on if it's modeled by the sim, by the rather the aircraft designer. PMDG stuff does do that. You won't get a whole lot of flex at cruise because we're relatively stable, but in weather and when you're banking around, you'll see it flex up and down a little bit. Now let's take a look at these. I was just mentioning the weather in the Netherlands. Let's take a look at that real quick and see what we're expecting here. Ooh. Okay, that's funsies. So 170 at 7. Looks like rain and Tim, refresh me. SHRA is that sleet and rain, or is it just rain, like heavy rain?
Rain showers.
Rain showers, great. A few clouds at 800 feet. And a few clouds at 1,600. CB, okay, that's fine.
We got Sandwich in the next week.
Hey, Sandwich, welcome back.
What's up?
I like how you put American Aviator in parentheses so we know what it corresponds to the chat. That's nice. I like the Q&H as well. It didn't touch me. Oh, yeah, nice. Wow. Heavy rain, yep, alright. Yeah, that's going to be some fun. Visibility, low visibility, 5 mile visibility. Not low, but lower than we've been having. So
5 mile is VFR in the United States.
It is. That's true. But lower than the 10 we like always get most of the time. So yeah, 3 and up is VFR in the United States. So.
Well, depending on the airspace you're in.
Well, that's true.
You can handle it.
Oh, I don't think I'll have a problem with the weather in the
Now you jinxed yourself.
I know. Now we're gonna crash. Yeah. Never mind. I take it back, aviation gods. I am humble enough to understand I may not be able to handle it.
I will say this is a little bit earlier than in the morning.
Well, for
or later, sorry.
Yeah, later. I was gonna say, yeah, it's sim time. It's about 3:30 right now, which actually
6:45 here.
Yeah, which actually is 3:43 local for me. So it almost is lined up with my actual time. Of course, I'm.
Yep. Plus or minus 3 hours is still enough time to drive London.
Exactly.
I'm glad it wasn't early. Yeah, me too.
In the morning, whose morning are we talking about?
Your morning.
It's 6 p.m. over here.
I didn't start the stream until 2:30 p.m. So it's.
I know. I'm glad it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm finding the earlier afternoon streams are actually working better on the weekdays because we got a bunch of people that have school. So.
Yeah.
So how was the DMV?
Boring. Actually, I went to a farther away DMV because I was told, hey, the wait times over there are like practically nothing because it's more rural. So I drove a ways out to save myself some time. Turns out that is a lie because it was no faster than any of the other ones. So on the internet, it even said the wait time for non-appointment was 7 minutes. By the time I got there, it was 38 minutes, and the actual time I spent at the DMV was probably close to an hour and a half. So lies, lies, and more lies, basically.
Yeah, because everyone has the same mindset you do.
Maybe. I wouldn't know about that. It looks like most people that were there were actually from that area. I just think I think the DMV website is flawed. I don't think it's what's going on.
What's up with your mic, Sandwich?
What do you mean?
Anytime you turn it on, I just hear Moose talking.
No idea.
Is that just me, guys?
I was hearing myself.
Nice reverb.
Right? Oz plays games. Where in Cali were you this last weekend? Quentin Canil, are you following me on Instagram? Because I'm not going to know how to find you on Instagram unless you do that first. So, but yeah, my Instagram stuff's in the scroll bar down there at the bottom of the screen. Flying Moose 83.
But yeah, you know what happened yesterday? It was 8:30 my time when you started streaming.
Excuse me, sorry. Went to go talk and that had something in my throat. Yeah, like again, the Thursday, formerly Wednesday streams always have to be later because I don't get off work till 5, and then I have to actually get home and get everything set up. So yeah, those ones are always going to be tough for people that are the farther away you get from my time zone and the fact that it's a school night for a lot of people at that point too. So I understand if you guys can't join for those, but there are some people that still like to be here for those. So it just gives people options. Some people prefer the late ones, some people prefer the early ones. This gives everyone a little bit of a chance to join in. So.
Yeah, last thing I remember was trying to join into TeamSpeak, and I woke up at 3 a.m. and my computer screen was like, the stream has ended or something.
Gotcha. Nice. Oz Plays Gamers, if you were just in LA, Carlsbad, and San Diego and going between those, there's no way you would have passed Fresno, because Fresno is way more north than that. We're not anywhere in the basin. We're up in the middle of the Central Valley, so unless you came down from somewhere north to get to Carlsbad, San Diego, and the area LA. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm back. My Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, that's fun. My Wi-Fi was giving me problems this morning. Thankfully not now.
I can't do LA, it's way too hot.
Well, actually, LA is not usually, I mean, it's been hot lately, because you're getting the tail end of the heat wave that we've had here in Fresno for like all summer, but normally LA is not too bad. It is when they have like super heat wave stuff, then it can get really nasty. This weekend actually was pretty nice, except for, well, the Monday anyway. It was really hot, apparently, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Monday was okay. It was just pretty humid as well, so it kind of made it for some thick air, which wasn't that great. It was like 80 degrees and humid, so that wasn't very cool. But it was much better than being in Fresno, where it was 108, so I'll take 80 degrees and humid over 108. And the traffic was amazingly clear. That was the other thing. I mean, it was Labor Day weekend, and it was Labor Day itself. So I understand a lot of businesses were closed, so there were not a lot of people to be commuting. But I have not, in 10 years of going down to LA, I have never seen Google Maps at 10 o'clock in the morning in LA Basin, all freeways green. Never. It was amazing to drive down there. Everything was moving at the limit. I loved it.
I wish it was like that here. There's no time ever where there's no traffic.
Where are you at again?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Well, normally that's the basin. I mean, in LA, that there's never a time, except maybe in the middle of the night, when you're in bed anyway, so it doesn't matter, where there is no traffic. But yeah, it was a sight to behold. We had traffic on the Grapevine coming back because some Greyhound bus did something and screwed that up. And then the Amtrak bus, a little few miles up from that, was pulled over to the side of the road with their engine compartment opened up, having problems. So.
You say Amtrak bus?
Yep, I did.
They have bus service?
Yep, because Amtrak can't get over the grapevine.
Say that again, Moose.
Because Amtrak can't get over the grapevine. It's too high, too mountainous. Which leads me to my next question regarding the high-speed rail in California. I don't understand how they're getting over the grapevine without using a bus. So, it's supposed to cost a whole bunch of money. Billions and billions of dollars. It's already way over budget, and it's going to go even more.
Do y'all have billions of dollars?
No. We like to think we do. At least the moron people that voted for it like to think we do.
Yeah, we're getting high speed in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it's between Chicago and Detroit, so it's high speed. We're at about 130 miles an hour. I mean, it's nowhere near the Japanese high speed, but still, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, that's probably what ours is going to be. It's going to be somewhere in that vicinity. It won't be Japanese high speed.
I want to see an Amtrak high-speed bus.
That would be interesting.
Can buses even go fast?
Well, not generally that fast, no. Although I see some charter buses sometimes hammering down the just speed demons. I mean, we're talking, 75, 80. We're not talking 130. Obviously not.
The speed.
So you got to keep it up over 55 or we all blow up.
Speaking of low visibility and rain, you got the radar in?
Yes, it is. And nothing to report. This is the moment.
Did that guy see the Delta 74 in Los Angeles going to Detroit?
I talked to the guy that was going to go on it. I'm assuming that happened. It's supposed to happen, I guess, Tuesday night. It was kind of like a red eye. But he was actually from Boston and flew in. He's a plane spotter. Flew in to LA to do some spotting and then take that back to Detroit. And I'm guessing from there hop back to Boston. So.
Yeah, we're running a whale between Atlanta and I think either Orlando or Tampa, and then back up to Detroit before the hurricane hits.
Oh, trying to get people out?
You bet.
That's nice. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. But it's supposed to go like right up the middle of the state if the projections are correct. So that's going to suck for them. Gemini Jets, you're getting a new bed, huh? What kind of bed? Like a Serta? Like a sleep number? Queen? King? California King? Enrich 16, thank you. I'm assuming that's a clapping symbol, I guess? That or it's a hand?
ETA.
It's a wave.
Oh, is it a wave? Okay.
How much time's left in the flight?
It's supposed to be coming in at 17:13, and so that's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm going to come back in a little bit.
Alrighty, we'll see you when you come back.
See ya.
Oh, memory foam, okay, that'd be cool. Do you still read YouTube messages? You mean the chat? Yeah, I'm reading the YouTube chat. I do not have a model airport. Not sure. I've never even. Is that a thing? Jamarcus, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream.
I saw the ultimate model airport when I was in Hamburg.
Oh yeah, I've seen video of that. That is cool.
Those guys are crazy.
Explain.
But the amount of money they pour into that.
Oh, I see what you mean by that. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
don't you have to pay to go see it?
Oh yeah, it's actually, I think I read somewhere that it is the most attended tourist thing in the northern part of Germany.
Wow, really?
Yep, so they're definitely getting their money back.
I don't know, but man, it's immense.
Yeah, it's quite detailed too. There's a number of videos on YouTube about that thing. It is really cool looking.
I just searched it up and second video on here. 20 minutes of plane spotting at world's largest model airport.
The thing at night is incredible.
Yes, I saw when they changed it to night mode. It looked really cool.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your trip up to the air museum.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. I mean, at least I got to see some stuff, but it was not nearly as epic as I was hoping it would be, considering I only had about 15 minutes to kind of like run around as fast as I could. Although I did get in for free, so there was that. It kind of balanced itself out a little bit.
Ready for your pop quiz question.
Sure.
Following your discussion on Air Force One.
Okay.
What? And you know, Air Force One is the president's on a Air Force jet, Marine One, and he's on a military or a Marine aircraft, and Navy One, and he's on a Navy aircraft. What is it if he's flying on a civilian aircraft?
I don't know.
I would like to know.
Yeah, I do not know. Do you know, or are you asking?
Oh, I know.
Okay. Yeah,
I was seeing if anybody else
on the chat
stream. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see if they respond. Yeah, I do not know.
I don't think anybody knows.
Doesn't seem like it.
Actually, gaming, I only know of one time that the president flew on a civilian aircraft, and that was back during the energy crisis. I think it was President, it was Ford or
Carter.
Somebody.
That was Carter.
Yeah, they flew American Airlines from DC to California.
Huh.
And the answer is it's called executive.
Oh, that makes sense. Quentin Canil, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard, sir.
So in that situation, would he have the whole plane to himself, or like civilians would actually be on there also?
Heavily screened civilians were on that airplane as well. It wasn't announced. They just bought a bunch of tickets.
That's interesting. Yeah, well, it's like when he takes the unmarked black Suburban out with several agents, and they'll announce where he's going and just do more covert. GOFS Aviation, welcome aboard, sir. Thank you for subscribing.
Actually, there's a whole bunch of government call signs. The Secretary of Transportation, if he's on board the airplane, is safe airport.
Oh, really?
This model airport is actually pretty legit. They've got working jetways, working ground,
Yeah, right?
ground vehicles, and everything. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Just look at the gate. The lead in the automatic parking where it actually works too.
No, not yet, Kazakvo. We're about an hour and a half.
This place is definitely on my list.
Oh yeah, it's a bucket list place.
It's like St. Martin's on my bucket list, although I don't know what's left of it now that Hurricane Irma destroyed it.
Oh, I saw an aerial picture of the beach at the end of the runway, and the beach is gone. It's like the road and
oh
then
my gosh.
nothing.
Huh. goodness.
Yeah, I lost interest in that once there weren't any MD-11s there anymore.
Bikinis and jets, always a good combination.
That's right. That's right. Mizzou JPJ, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard, sir.
Did you start reading your paperwork? I got you.
I started reading some of it. Yeah, I was going through the 757 checklist the other day. It actually provided some nice read material while I was down in LAX. So.
Sorry, but yeah, if you look at volume 1, it's pretty much how the airplanes are run.
Yeah, no, that's going to be some cool stuff to go through and really tear that apart. I really would like the what's her name's the level D to get their 757 out, so that way I actually have a more detailed study level 757 to use with that. That'd be really cool.
How many years in the making has that been?
Oh, it's been a long time. It was in beta when I was at Flight Simcon, so there's some hope. It is happening apparently. I just haven't heard anything more on it.
Probably coming out with the Contour 64.
Yeah, probably, that's true. Kazakvo, if we'll look up in chat, because right above you, oh no, sorry, that's not right above you, right below, there it is. Ronan just put the planes thing, and I'll tell you what captains and aircraft I have.
Yeah, the PSS 757 was really a work of art, but apparently they had a problem with piracy, and the guys who did it just said, screw it, and they're out of the business. Which is really too bad, because it looked beautiful still.
Oh, that's too bad. Yep, see kids, that's why you don't pirate stuff, because otherwise the people that make it can't make a living and they stop producing it. I just think it's not hurting anybody.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, exactly. As all the people go, guilty. Yeah, Expert Man, we're on TeamSpeak right now, so come on in. The water is fine.
Hey Tim, I know you're 757 and 67, but have you ever flown an Airbus with the side stick?
I've flown the sim. I've never actually gotten actual stick time in the
What's it feel like? It just looks really weird to me.
No, it's okay. I mean, some planes had sticks. I mean, I have a BT-13 that has a stick, which is great to fly. But the side stick controller with the armrest and everything does take a little bit of getting used to. But once you calibrate your arm to it, it's very nice.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like anything else. Once you get used to it, then it just becomes natural.
Yeah, because I mean, if it was right at the center, I'd understand. But it's like, it's just weird.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
It's just.
And I'm just not used to the logic that's used in the flight deck on that, and the automated flight systems in the Airbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all their aircraft are fly-by-wire systems.
I don't know if the 300 was fly-by-wire or not, but everything from the 319 on up, I think, was.
Oh, see, the 300 still has the traditional yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been early stage fly-by-wire, like some of the earlier Boeings that had some of like the beginnings of it, but I think Tim's right. I think for the most part it was more traditional.
Well, you heard the story about the F-16, didn't you?
Well, which one? What was that about?
The early F-16 prototypes, they actually had the controller didn't move. It was the amount of pressure that you put on the side of the stick that moved the aircraft.
Oh.
And the pilots kept trying to hurt their arms, trying to get the thing to move.
Oh, that sounds awful. Like, you need some feedback to understand what you're doing.
Yeah, now they got the artificial feedback built into it, but yeah, that was one of the early attempts.
You got your workout in for the week?
Yeah, workout for, yeah, exactly. Oh, that's fun. Santiago, the joystick I have, the Thrustmaster one, actually can be configured for left or right hand. You just have to move two pieces of the hardware around that are detachable for that reason. Because I got my my stick for the express purpose of doing Airbus flying for when I wanted to do that, and my throttle quadrant is permanently on the right hand side where it would go if I'm sitting in the left seat, and so I couldn't use my stick with my right hand, so I discovered that you could do that and switch it. So my stick is a left hand stick because I only use it for that. So they do exist. You can get them that way, and or preferably get ones that you can switch between, because then depending on where you want to put it on your desk or what you're using it for, you can go either way. Because I'm right-handed, so I normally wouldn't care about having a stick that was designed for the left hand, but for what I use it for, I need to use my left hand to do it because I need my throttles available for my right. So. My dad is left-handed, or as we call him, wrong-handed.
Lefty, I use a right-handed joystick.
You're a lefty and he's a right-handed joystick?
Have you ever tried flying a sim from the right seat after you've been sitting in the left for a while?
I have. It's very disconcerting.
That it is.
So, in fact, I think one of these days, I should probably do that. I was tempted to do that for the Airbus because I don't fly it enough, and to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna fly from the co-pilot, but it means then like moving a bunch of my stuff around differently to be realistic about it. So I didn't do it, but maybe I will do that one of these times and fly the Airbus in the right seats. I'm clearly not qualified to fly the Airbus.
Yeah, way back when I used to play FSX, fly with FSX, I was always left seat, but then one day randomly I said, okay, let me try this, and it didn't even feel weird, it felt wrong.
Exactly. Not even weird, it's just wrong. Well, and that's the goofy thing for me too, and I actually did this in my car the other day, because I'll go, whenever I go down to LAX, I have some appraisal reports I need to write to, and so I'll go sit in the passenger seat and type them because I have more room because I don't have the steering wheel in front of me. But if you look, this is my default view. For those of you on TeamSpeak, you'll see it in a second when the video catches up. This is the left-hand seat view, so based on where the pillar is and the center pillar is, you kind of get that feel. This is from the right seat. It's essentially the same configuration, just on the other side, but when you look at it, you feel like it's like you're sitting too far to one side differently, but you're not really. And I did that when I set up my car. I just kind of noticed, because it's a new car, so I'm not used to both sides anymore. And I went and sat in the passenger seat and went, oh yeah, where the pillar is, it looks like it's in the wrong place, but it is the same. It's just you're not used to that perspective, and so it just throws you off visually. But anyway, it's just funsies. So here we are on the right seat. Let's not start with Gesundheit.
That a sneeze?
I don't know what that was, but I heard an explosion in my mic, in my headset. Expert Man, are you sure you're joining the right TeamSpeak channel? Because everybody else seems to be able to get in here fine except you.
He may not have switched to live stream 3.
Well, no, there is one down here that says Doorman Gatekeeper. Yeah, that's him, Expert Man. So I wonder why there's a gatekeeper needed for him specifically.
I had the same issue.
Who did?
Kushan did.
Oh, okay. You just had to wait for a gatekeeper to let you in?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Expert Man, just give it some time. Someone will happen along, and, yeah.
Interesting. What is a gatekeeper?
The TeamSpeak, it's Raptors TeamSpeak, and so they've set up a number of... It's like a moderator, basically, and they have the ability to activate you in TeamSpeak or not, so that way they can control who's here or not. So if they discover that you're someone that comes back and just spams things or is a problem, they can keep you out and stuff like that. So I think it's just it's a way of monitoring who's here and who shouldn't be here based on history. Quentin, I think you're asking, do I have a girlfriend, not in girlfriend? I don't know. That seems awkward. But no, at the moment I do not.
Prepositions are very important.
They are. They change the entire meaning of what you're talking about. Are you guys having an argument about which default FSX airline is better?
He's comparing Emirates to a made-up airline.
Yeah, apparently.
Come on, Potter.
We could have a debate. Sounds like a good debate to have.
It sounds like a nerd debate to have, is what it sounds like to me.
I mean, you could argue that Orbit flies to literally every continent of the world, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, so Expert Man, again, the issue is one of the TeamSpeak moderators, of which I am not, so I can't help you, has to give you permissions, basically, to be active. So you could probably try chatting, like in TeamSpeak, the general Rat Pack Gaming chat there, and say, hey, I'm trying to join the livestream 3 room with the Flying Moose, and see if that gets someone's attention. That would be worth a shot.
How do you have your own live stream room if you're not a mod?
It's not my own live stream room. I just picked one that wasn't being used. there's 3 rooms that are 4 rooms that are on here that are live stream rooms, and it's just they're used by the various people that are part of Rat Pack Gaming to live stream.
And you just livestream 3 is always just available for you.
It's I picked livestream 3 that one time, and every time I've gotten in here, it's been available. So I just keep it simple and go to the same one if I can. So yeah, it's not my room. If someone else is on here and in this room, then we'll go to a different one. But it's been.
Hey, we could always kick them out.
We could, but that's mean and unnecessary. So. Looks like Expert Man did not take my advice and instead just left.
Come on, man.
Global freightways. Yeah, we brought one along with us to Europe because we needed an expert tug driver, and no one backs up an MD-11 like Juan, so I felt that was necessary to bring him along.
Quentin, I'm pretty sure he'd appreciate the $100 more than,
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to send me $100? There are ways to do that. There's actually 2 ways to do it. You can super chat me, or you can use PayPal, and information's in the description. So if you want to send me $100, I will gladly take it and use it to add more things to my FSX.
You'll buy 2 copies of CRJ.
That's right.
You pulled the trigger on that yet, Moose?
Nope, not yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
I was watching Frugal Sim's video, and apparently in the comments people say it's kind of buggy.
Really? I was watching, let's see, I watched Frugal's first video on the CRJ, and so yeah, that's kind of why I tend to wait on aircraft for a little bit to make sure it's not just, you know, oh, it looks all good, and then everyone gets it, so it's going, it doesn't do this, it's having this problem, and then it's like, okay, I spent $50 on something that doesn't work very well, so I want to make sure it's good to go.
Nothing like being a test pilot.
That's right. It's if they want to give me the plane to test around, I would gladly do that for them. But if I'm spending my own money, then I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah,
Other than an issue with the parking brake, I haven't noticed anything with that.
Okay, that's good. What are you gonna say, Tim?
No, there's one English software company that I don't buy anything from anymore. Some add-ons, just because their software, I mean, looks great, but it's so buggy on the inside.
Oh well, yeah, okay. But yeah, when you get your own money, then yeah, don't use other people's money to send me money. I mean, I'll appreciate money coming from anywhere, but
I mean, you still have the option of your live support. I don't know how you plan to do that, but that's still an option.
oh, or my life. Yes, your money or your life. That was like a game show on some ridiculous comedy movie in the background. I'm trying to remember what that was. That might have been.
Does PayPal accept payments in lives?
I don't think so.
Darn.
I don't know what the conversion rate is, so.
Who's got that going on in the background of his mic? Sounds like he's in the hospital.
I think that's Mr. Ike.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it does kind of sound like he's in the hospital.
90 over 50, I'm like somebody's in trouble.
Yeah, right? That's not a good blood pressure readout.
Oh yeah, I got a lot going on in the background here.
Yeah, where are you right now?
Hospital waiting room.
Oh, he's in the hospital, okay.
Good call, Tim.
Yeah, well done. Are you in the waiting room because of you needing to be in the hospital, or are you there for someone else?
Someone else.
Okay.
Probably the only place to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah, probably. It's true. I could go to a Starbucks or a hospital.
TeamSpeak is blocked, so I'm actually using my phone as a hotspot right now.
Oh, I got you.
I hope everything turns out okay for you.
Yeah, or for whoever you're there for. It does, which is nice. It's nice when they behave like they're supposed to.
PMDG does pretty good jobs.
They do.
If you set it up right, it'll fly right.
That's the key there. You gotta set it up right. That is the key.
You streaming over the weekend?
Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow.
Okay, I won't be here.
What time?
Oh, that's right. You're gonna be doing another football game, I'm guessing, yeah.
As for we play Western Michigan University, or as we call it, Go High.
Nice. So we played Immaculate Heart or something like that for our opening game. So we beat them. We should have, because it's like playing a high school team. And now we flew out. We're going to be playing Alabama this weekend, so we're going to get absolutely destroyed. So,
ouch.
Yeah, ouch is right. So that's going to be fun. Although maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be something like the Kansas City Patriots game last night, which was hilarious to see them get destroyed by the Chiefs.
That was last night.
Yeah, opening. I missed it because I was streaming, and I didn't think it was going to be anything special. And then I saw the comments afterwards. I went and looked at the game and went, "Oh my gosh!" And I have Hunt on my fantasy team, and he went off. So I have a good chance of winning my fantasy league this week because of that guy. So that's awesome. In fact, I saw the Fresno State Bulldogs, which are our football team here, take off yesterday in a chartered 737-400. saw that thing taking off, and went, what the heck is that going on? And looked it up, and went, oh, they do charters. Oh, that's Fresno State. You're going to Alabama.
Is Miami here?
It was not. It was, oh shoot. What was the name of it? It was one I hadn't really heard before. I'll look it up here in a second. So it should still be on FlightAware probably.
Well, I can do that.
There you go. So go to Fresno, look at, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday morning, like sometime before noon. Somewhere between 10 and noon probably. And it was going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Eric, welcome to the stream. Yes, I am from America. You are from Germany. In fact, where in Germany are you from? I'm from California, in the United States. So, good to have you here.
I'm from Idaho.
Who's from Idaho?
Me.
Oh.
Ishish.
Yeah. What part of Idaho?
Moscow.
Say it again?
Moscow.
Like Moscow, like as in Russia, Moscow?
Bosco.
Bosco. Okay, I was like...
Moscow. M.
Oh, it's actually
Oh,
Moscow.
it is.
Yeah.
Aha.
Like Russia.
Like Russia. Okay.
I've actually been there.
Oh, really? Where in Idaho?
He's been
is
everywhere.
That? Yeah, he has been everywhere. Where in Idaho?
Sorry.
Where in Idaho is that exactly? Not familiar
I
with
have no
Moscow.
idea. I lived there for 2 years.
You lived there for 2
Oh,
years
that's-
and you don't know where it is?
Well, I was like 2 years old. So
Oh, okay.
I was born in Moscow.
I got you.
I'm in puberty.
You're forgiven then.
Oh, that was Swift Air that took the flight.
Swift Air, that's what it was. Yeah.
Hey, here's a topic of conversation. Whatever happened to Project Open Sky?
They shut down.
Yeah, but what was the story behind that?
It's been a number of years. I think their issue was they were just having trouble either keeping up with stuff, or there were issues with content some or other, and it was just easier for them to close down instead of trying to keep things going. Because it was all volunteer based. It wasn't.
Yeah, I just looked them up, and apparently I know they had an like archive website that's down now apparently. Yeah, they were already down when I started.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I first started with the virtual airline, they were real big.
Moment of silence.
Yeah. Look it up where Moscow, Idaho is. Oh, you're like right on the border. You're almost in Washington.
Yeah, no, I have that.
Well, now that I tell you, yeah, exactly. So for those of you listening at home, it's right on the border of Idaho, just kind of up right where the where it starts to get kind of tapers and getting skinny. But so just south of Spokane a ways on the border, just the Idaho side, south of Coeur d'Alene.
Pretty country up there.
Yeah, I've been through Coeur d'Alene area. Well, that highway that goes through Spokane, the 90. Because my relatives live in Missoula, and so we went from
Yeah, you told me
Missoula.
that last night.
Yeah, we went from Missoula at one point to Seattle on 90 there, and it is absolutely gorgeous country up there.
It is. Right now it's really smoky. So it's like,
Oh yeah, you're on dead on the fires.
You can't enjoy that. So I go to Nampa like on all my school breaks, and it's usually beautiful. But when I went there at the end of the summer, it was like so smoky.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But once we got there, it wasn't very smoky until the it was okay.
Gotcha.
But apparently it got like way smoky that you shouldn't even be outside for in view when we left.
Never fun.
Well, you'd be happy to know that the Green Bay Packers will be flying over, correction, the Seahawks will be flying over Moscow in about another 30 minutes.
Oh. The Seahawks are...
The Packers or the Seahawks?
Seahawks. Seahawks are flying to Green Bay for the game right now.
I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah, so am I. Yay.
Yay!
Actually, I'm an owner.
Oh, yes. A friend of mine is an owner as well.
What? Huh?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers are the only publicly held, I think, professional sports team in the United States.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yep, it's, in fact, that's the friend of mine that's a diehard Packer fan is the one that I went with to the Jacksonville game last year for opening day, because the Pack was playing Jacksonville down in Florida.
Yeah. Last year we were going to go to the Hall of Fame game.
Oh yeah.
We were in Ohio, but there was enough seats for us that there was enough seats, so we were kind of stuck. Because it was Packers against Colts, and that's my dad's team. But I'm not a Colts fan. My dad is, so it
There was a story today on the wires that I picked up that Delta was flying regular service from Atlanta to South Bend, and Georgia is flying Notre Dame, which is in South Bend. And they overbooked the aircraft, and they ended up offering like $4,000 for somebody to give up their seat to catch a later flight, like 2 hours.
Oh gosh.
Heck yeah.
I take that.
Well, the bidding started at like $700, but nobody budged until they got to like $4,000, and then somebody decided to volunteer.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, at that point I'd be taking it. I'm like, yep, I'll put that to good use elsewhere. Yeah, all right.
I'm surprised they didn't put a mainline airplane on.
Yeah.
You bet next week they will.
Yeah, exactly. Learn that lesson.
Of course, the hurricane is supposed to, or what's left of it, is supposed to track over Atlanta on like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be up to Jacksonville area by Sunday night, I think it is. So. Yeah.
It's supposed to be just lots of rain in Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah, by that point it should be.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
It should be pretty fizzled out as far as hurricane status, but it'll still be a good storm.
Yeah, you know you're in trouble if it's Hurricane Sherman.
You know, that would be really unfortunate to have a hurricane named Sherman go right up through Atlanta. If you don't know history, that makes no sense to you.
Hey, you got traffic out there.
I do. Two, actually. One off the right and one off the left. They're out there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Santiago, where are you actually in Seattle itself, or are you like in the whereabouts in the Seattle area are you actually at? I've got friends that live up in Port Orchard, stationed in Bangor and in the Navy, or stationed in Bangor. Crashes on here look pretty lame, but basically the aircraft just stops.
Bounce.
Well, bounce if you turn crashes off. That's not really crashing then. Crashes, when crashes are turned on, which you should keep them on, basically the airplane just stops and says crash. So.
Speaking of Seattle, I'm looking to go to the Boeing factory tour sometime next year.
Oh, that's always a fun little trip. We did that. We went and saw our friends that live in Port Orchard last August, and so while we were up there, made a trip to the factory to Everett, took a tour. It's always a good time. See the last few 747s they were making before they basically shut down production.
Oh, thanks. Sick. Okay. Go ahead. Or not? Alright, yeah, since...
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, yeah. So, what's the parking situation? I was planning to just rent a car from the airport.
There's parking there at the, they've got a little visitor flight area, and I don't remember if it's a pay to park or if the parking there is free or not. Because you don't go, because you go to the visitor center basically, and you can actually just do stuff at the visitor center, and then you also get the tickets for the tour, and the tour departs from there, and they bus you to where you need to go to the factory. So, but yeah, there's plenty of parking.
I think back in the day there used to be a Boeing store at the airport itself. I'm not sure if it's still there or not. You might be able to ask them.
There is a well, at the visitor thing. Oh, you mean at Seattle Airport?
Yeah, right at Seattle.
Oh yeah, that I don't know.
We'll go to Google.
There you go. To the internet.
Oh, I tried to check. The only way I could actually see to get transportation was if I buy it from like a tour agency, which I really don't want to do.
You mean as far as aside from renting a car? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I would just rent a car. That's going to be your best bet. Because it's not. I mean, it's if you're flying into Seattle, you're not. I mean, Everett is where the Boeing plant is, so there's not going to be really good like public transportation to get up there. So your best bet is just to rent a car.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now is Southwest gets me a flight that gets me there at 10 a.m. And then United has a direct flight to Houston that leaves at 12:45 a.m.
Oh, okay. That's a red eye.
There's a Boeing store in Miami. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? At the airport?
It's got to be around there somewhere. It's on Northwest 36th Street, which I think is by there. No, I'm not seeing one at SeaTac.
That kind of makes sense. I guess I figure if you're that close, you just go up to Everett. Venom Vlogs. Hello, sir. Welcome back to the stream. Well, anyone have any?
Cruising.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's our cruising altitude today?
350.
I'm just looking at the clouds off in our 2 o'clock, or correction, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, over there. So you know what Tim's plans are? Anybody else have any fun plans for the weekend? I'm probably going to be cleaning until Sunday, and then I'll be watching football. Look forward to that. Cross my fingers, see if my Jags can pull off a win in week 1.
Got an exam I got to study for.
Oh, good. You're glad enough to do that.
Actually, I've got a American Rev War reenactment on Sunday.
Revolutionary War?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Are you an actor, or are you just going to it?
I just go to it. I'm kind of affiliated with the museum, Cantina and First Division Museum.
Oh, gotcha.
And every year they have a really good Revolutionary War reenactment out at Cantina. It's quite fun.
Oh, that's cool. We have a We have a really nice one they do out here, Kearney Park, which is actually a large former mansion that's out here from back in the day. A lot of land out there, and they do a Civil War reenactment out here every year. That's really well done, and it's been pretty cool to go to that a few times. See what playing. Oh, Quinton, I was just there on Monday. That's always a good place to, good time to play plane spot in LAX. Footage is pretty cooperative and lots of stuff to see. Week one. Sunday. Oh, we're playing in Houston. Okay, well that makes things appropriate. Playing Houston, week one. See what happens.
That's just news they're having the game.
Yeah. Yeah, the Miami-Tampa Bay game got postponed. They're taking their bye week in week one because of the hurricane.
Ouch.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun for them. They're going to have 16 weeks straight. There's the stuff over 10 o'clock over there. Wait, radar. The radar. All right, a little less than an hour from now, we should be landing in Schiphol. About 15 minutes or so. Looks like top of descents in about 20 minutes.
I'll have to find you a 737 manual.
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great.
Okay, got one.
Got everything.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. That's awesome.
Did you just apologize?
Yes, he did. Getting used to these, getting back used to Jeppesen charts again because Navigraph switched back from Delitos to Jeppesen.
Jepsons are nice.
They are. Well, actually, I really like Delitos as well. I got used to them. Once you get used to them, they're really nice. I grew up with Jeppesen for the when I was doing my pilot training and stuff, so I knew Jeppesen. Now I got to relearn their system again because I kind of forgot it. But it is laid out very nicely. Vibranium? Vibranium. Yeah, it was seriously pretty smooth out of Palma. We had a little bit of cloud layer, about 1,800 feet, but it was just light clouds. It wasn't anything severe. We didn't really any chop. Winds were pretty calm. It's about 3 knots. So we're going to have a little bit more interesting weather going into Amsterdam. It's supposed to be raining with about 5-mile visibility and cloud layer at about 800 feet. So it's going to be it'll be fun. Using our instruments a little bit more. We were able to do a pretty straight-in visual to Palma yesterday, which was fun. So, I don't know what if there is, or if there is, what it is. The character limit in chat. So I think it'll just stop typing if there is a limit, whatever that is.
I think it's 200.
200? That would make sense. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I see it down there.
It says that.
Yeah, 0 of 200. Was a 777 landing in Seattle? Seattle, in San Diego?
Is that weird?
That seems a little strange. It doesn't seem their setup there is not very large. It's a pretty compact airport because of where they are. So.
Is that the one with the parking garage?
I don't know. I've never been to the airport itself. I've driven by it.
I mean the one with the parking garage, right?
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
That's San Diego.
Yep. Who set it on here just now?
Quentin.
Oh, Quentin, yeah. So I don't know. Character limit in chat is 200 per time. There's no limit overall, but you know you're limited to 200. Then you got to send your message, and then you can start again. Yeah, I'm not familiar with San Diego's schedule, so I can't answer that. I think Tim is looking up on FlightAware right now, so he might be able to answer if that's a thing or not. Brian Gren, how's it going, man?
Oh yeah, there's a British Airways flight that comes into
San Diego?
San Diego.
Oh, alright. We have confirmation.
Speedbird 273.
Gotcha. I do like their call sign.
Yeah, Speedbird's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I like US Airways, but they're not there anymore. The Cactus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the old America West call sign.
Yep.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence.
But Irma did Deep Kirby. Deep.
Sorry, what was that?
Irma was gonna miss Florida or hit just the very tip of it,
Oh.
and then straightened out.
It's on base to final.
To the chat going on and thing going on in chat right now about the Speedbird history. There's another airline that used to operate. I don't think they do anymore. I don't think they're around. Called Cougar. They did passenger flights and cargo flights. In fact, they used the 727 a lot. And so they were based in the UK, and their call sign was Speedcat. So Cougar.
That's the best they can come up with.
Apparently. I think they were just jealous of Speedbird and went, we're a cat, so we're Speedcat.
Be funny if they were following them in the final.
That's true. That's true.
Chase the Speedbird.
That's right. That's when you want the British Airways plane to be named Tweety and the Speedcat bird to be named Sylvester.
So airlines can choose call signs?
Yeah, they requested from the FAA.
Did not know that.
See how, Quentin, what do you mean by see how accurate it is? Like, what are we talking about here?
Did you make a model?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about. This is... Oh, he did. It's like a, wow, it's like a paper airplane 777. That's actually pretty impressive.
What's your
The one that looks like it's made out of vanilla cardboard thing?
No, it's, I mean, it's kind of in the same spirit of that, but that's not this one. This looks a little more rudimentary than that one. That one, I know what you're talking about, Tim. That one's really cool. This looks like,
Yep.
This is something else. That's pretty impressive. If that's, so he's got a fighter jet on here too. Instead of not sure what it's throwing me off. Kind of almost looks like an F-15 tails, but I'm not sure. He's got a few in here. Wow. Well, paying one up to be Emirates. That's cool. That's cool, man. Well done. What is Danut? That's one of the. That's our initial. That's our first point on the star into Amsterdam. And then someone decided it sounded fun to say, and so that's why they keep posting it. Brian Gren is asking you if you have kids, Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. No, no kids. Oh my. Just up on Twitter, and the New England Patriots 767 is parked out of Rockford. Oh, it's ugly.
It doesn't look too bad.
It's on Twitter, you said?
Yeah, it says Rockford's homepage.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Put you Johnny on the spot with your manuals.
I knew I had one somewhere.
When you said Rockford's homepage, were you referring to Rockford, like a town? Or like
It's AdFly RFD. Chicago Rockford International. CHI RFD.
Oh, here we go. down over there? Oh, that is interesting, isn't it?
You are very diplomatic.
I try to be. I love the we're not humble at all with our what is that,
That comment section.
5 or 6 Lombardi trophies in the tail. Goodness. It's hilarious. I'm curious if they named it, like, is it, they call it like Patriot 1 or something, or...
That's a good question. Pretty easy to find out.
Yep, I would think so. Yeah, no problem, Quentin. Well, I can always fly over the hurricane weather anytime and just use historical weather if I want to, so don't need to necessarily do that just because it's happening right now. Ooh, MD-88 manual too. Speaking of which, I just saw on Frugal's news thing that they are revamping, they're like redoing and re-releasing the Mad Dog that they released, years ago for, I remember for FS9 or even before that, but it's getting re-released for FSX and prepared.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't have that one. I have the other one, the Cool Sky one, which I love.
Oh, okay.
And frankly, I think it's a better sim compared with the Mad Dog, Fly the Mad Dog.
Gotcha. Cool Sky. Look at that one. Yeah, I'd love to have like an old school MD-80.
I don't know how it's going to port over to P3D, but
yeah. I don't know either.
yeah, I wish I had the digitized 727 manual, but all I've got is paper.
Gotcha. Well, get your scanner out.
Several thousand pages.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh, goodness.
What was that volume 2 of the sub 5 manual? That was like 1,300 pages.
Yeah, I know. It is quite large. We're downloading going, whoa. Goodness.
But the pictures are in color.
Yes. Alright, we're getting close to the top of the descent here. Let's take a look at the weather again for Amsterdam. Currently showing 180 at 7 knots. Visibility's, rain's gone away, it looks like. Heavy rain is still happening. So VCSH is just a different type of rain. So it's still raining. We've got visibility, looks like it's pretty okay though now. It's a 10-mile visibility and beyond, so that's good. A few clouds now at 1,800 feet. Looks like some thunderstorm action though, possibly, so we gotta be careful there. 14, temperature 14, dew point 14, so that's conditions for fog right there. And QNH 0995. So we're gonna have wet runway going in. We're gonna be landing 18 right. And the arrival is the Danute, what do they call this thing? It's what's the actual name of it? The Danute 1 Alpha, there it is. And we're going Danute, we're going to need to be between 260 and 280 knots and below flight level 240 at Danute. We're going to take that up to the Hempstead VOR, and then we'll make a turn to 42 degrees toward the river fix. That's the last fix on the approach. And at river, we need to be between flight level, or just below flight level 100, 10,000 feet. And then we transition onto the approach itself for 18 right. Which I'll bring up here in a second once I find it. There you are. As it loads. The new charts app on this thing is nice, but it's slower, so it takes a while. Just Alright, here we go. So from the from river, we're basically heading straight to the Schiphol VOR, and at Schiphol we're going to turn to the left to swing around, basically kind of a goofy downwind almost, to 12.1 miles DME from the VOR. And then we'll spin around up to the right and line up for our final onto the VOR. Alright, sorry, on the ILS, which is 110.1 and runway heading of 183. Going to this. At 6.2 DME from the ILS, which should be at 2,000 feet. We'll be at about 3,000 feet between the VOR and the turn, the big right turn to come around. Looks like our minimums. Let's see here. There you are. Yeah, minimums we're looking at about looks like 780 feet. Seems high. Well, let's circle the land. There we go. 187. That's what I want. 7 is going to be our minimums. And we're on barrel. Good. Okay. Who left and came back?
My internet went crazy for a second.
Oh, I gotcha. MSA for us is going to be basically 1,700 feet for the areas we're going to be at, so that's the lower value anyway, so that's the MSA we will be using. Upon landing on 18 right, we're going to be going to Echo 18 is going to be our gate. Let's get the airport diagram back up here.
Did you pass the TOD?
Oh, I think I did. Shoot. Sitting here talking.
Dive, dive, dive.
That's right. Let's go down to 24, so we'll go 23. Dropped our speed all the way down, didn't we?
Well, while you're doing that, for all of you who care, the Patriots 767-300 is November 36, November Echo.
Oh, there we go. Alright, from runway 18 right, we're going to be taking Victor 3 to Victor Kilo, then Victor Lima. That will take us to Whiskey 5. We'll take Whiskey 5 to Charlie, and then Charlie down to Bravo. Actually, no, Charlie down to Alpha, sorry. And then Alpha will take us all the way over to Alpha 13, which will take us to the gate section for Echo 18. So that will be the plan there. What is the missed approach procedure for... Flaps 30 landing, our VREF will be 145. Looks like missed approach is a pretty immediate right turn to 280, and proceed 7.5 miles from the Schiphol VOR. stay above 400 feet or so. 400 feet, we right turn to 2 and 3.
When you're figuring your landing speeds, are you calculating your crosswind component as well, or are you just doing a base add-on from the FMC?
I'm just doing a base add-on from the FMC as well.
We'll teach you that later.
Yep.
Also, don't forget when you're landing at Skipper, you're landing below sea level.
Right. Got some weather showing up there on the red radar. Switch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are making our descent into Amsterdam. At this time, please return to your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and flight attendants, please go to the cabin for landing at this time.
And if the weather's bad, we're not going to tell the passengers.
That's right. Losing people. 110.
You may want to rethink that uncontaminated runway.
The auto brake 2?
Yeah.
Less or more?
More.
More. We'll do 3.
Can you use a heads-up display or not?
I don't think we got 10-mile visibility. I don't think I'm going to need to.
Okay.
I'm also concerned about what it's going to do for my frame rates too. So there's that.
Operational concern.
Yes.
There's a lot of popcorn out there.
Yes, there is. Gourmet bagel bites. That does not seem like words that go together. I'm not sure. One place we're in descent right now, so we're landing very shortly. We're going to be coming down here, basically overflying the airport, and then going north and spinning around to come back south to land. So, why are you leveling me? Oh.
Crossing restriction on the SID?
Not here. It's not. The next crossing restriction is just below 10,000 in river, so I'm not sure why it's. Oh, it's trying to lose altitude, lose speed. That's what's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't see the speed tape drop. Just had to do a double check of the MCP. Do I set the altitude low enough? For mods and stuff like that, your best bet is to look around various flight sim store sites. That'll give you an idea of what they cost. I mean, they range depending on who's selling them and what they do, what they cover, whether it's scenery, planes, complexity, and the like. Here comes the turbulence. So yeah, it can be a whole range of stuff.
This is real world. We'd be on the PA back to the Euro and the galley phones back. Telling it to stow the cabin this time instead of waiting for the last few minutes.
Gotcha. Bumpy. Blue Crayon, hey, welcome back, man. And wet. Francisco, welcome back, sir. Yeah, the PMDG one is expensive, but again, remember the PMDG stuff is very highly detailed, very highly realistic. So that's kind of the upper echelon of add-on stuff. So most of their add-ons are going to be cheaper than that. But yeah, you're getting good quality for what you're paying for. Taking some sticks. Scares me. Yes, it'll work for, there's a FSX and Steam version as well for the P3D V4, P3D, sorry, not P3D, for the S747 version 3, and it's actually a little cheaper than buying it for P3D. I think that one's like 89 American dollars. I don't know what that translates to euros. We have it's going to be a wet runway. That's why we have the auto brakes at 3. Matrix Orbits, thank you for subscribing, sir. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream. Aspen Lovelog, welcome back. Your car made bail. Well, you could be a mod. I don't pay them, so I don't know that hired is really the appropriate term. But Yeah, I know. Just wanted to make sure that's all it was. It's like, right?
Watch for a wind shift.
Yeah.
Of course, they may not have a model.
It's true. Sir Spitlock, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard.
You might want to flip on continuous ignition.
Oh, good. Michael Garofalo, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard.
You're going to earn your pay on this one?
I think so. Goodness. We do not drink our food in California. I don't know what rest homes you've been visiting when you come here, but that is not normal. Their autopilot. Really hard.
Radios are set up, right?
Yes, they are. Actually, it's not this. It's could fly any plane in the world that's not one of these guys, what would it be? Probably the next one after that, those ones would be the 727. Because that would be a fun one to try and fly.
I want to zoom in on your nav display again.
am I landing next? Well, next is Amsterdam. We haven't landed there yet, so it's still technically next.
Being optimistic about that.
I'm trying to be, yes. After Amsterdam, I don't know yet where we're going, or what we're going to be going there in. That remains to be seen. That sounds like that's a long flight. Be brief. Los Angeles to Jeddah. Oof. Turn into final.
The nice thing about Amsterdam is you don't have a lot of mountains.
That is true. It's very flat.
Is that the gear warning warning?
It shouldn't be. Not that it flaps that, but maybe it is. I guess so. It's a bit premature, but
Thinking you're going to want to modify your Mr. Pro's procedure.
as opposed, you mean not take, well, I don't want to go to the left. There's a big old cell right there. Oh,
I don't want to go straight either.
well, that's the, it's true. Yeah. Oh,
Just keep it in mind.
yeah. Good point.
Got to get you to think ahead of the airplane. Yeah, your airspeed's bouncing all over the place too, so
Yeah.
you want to put a little fat on that.
Yep.
forget, if this is a water-covered runway, you're going to want to plan it just a little firm to drive the water out from underneath the wheels, or else you're hydroplaning.
Right, yeah. Nice and firm.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
That was a nice save.
Down here. Alright guys, welcome to Amsterdam. We made it. And there is number 2. That's what I want right there. Vector 2. Lights off, flaps up.
User in the channel timeout.
Turn the weather radar off as much as I can anyway. Let's go quick. Righty. And ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, sorry about the little bumps and rolls on approach there, but the weather was quite fun here in Amsterdam. We'll have you at the gate shortly, and in the meantime, please keep your seats with seatbelts fastened until that seatbelt sign's turned off while parked at the gate. Thank you for flying KLM. We'll hope you join us for a future flight. See you next time.
And now in Dutch.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
That was a good job.
Thank you. See you, sir. Now we just gotta find the gate.
Gotta find the ramp first.
Well, that too. Alright, so Victor, can't see. Python's gonna see if they have labeled this similar to how I have it.
Looks like you're on Victor right now, crossing Victor 4.
I am. I'm gonna go up here because according to my map, this goes a weird direction. I guess I'd go a bigger way, but I'm gonna go this way. This is where the pads are. let's get these guys. Go 18 is what I want. Yes, scale up, please. Come on. Hans Vincent, welcome back, sir. Yeah, the cabin announcement thing is a OBS thing I created. It has nothing to do with the simulator itself. So, if you're looking to see how to recreate that in your sim, that's without streaming software, it ain't gonna happen.
Oh, what you got coming up this weekend, Moose?
Cleaning, because my house is a disaster. Mainly from one of my roommates, who is actually just left for dialysis a little bit ago, and he is, oh gosh, it just, words do not begin to describe the messes he leaves and spills that he does not clean up because either he refuses to or doesn't notice them or is physically incapable of, and it's really disgusting. So I'm going to be cleaning, and my pool needs some attention because it is currently a hippo pond, and before the state comes out here and says it's a mosquito breeding ground, I need to clean that up. So yeah, I've got some stuff to do this weekend and take care of some.
Haven't heard the fan on lately.
It's running. It's just it's actually behaving itself relatively nicely right now. I'm not sure what changed, but I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, OBS is the streaming software I use. It's Open Broadcast Software. That's what that stands for. So it's what I use to live stream. It's basically what's recording the video and pushing it to YouTube in real time, or as close to real time as it can get. So hopefully that helps explain that. Should be coming up to Yankee here in a second. And we're going to keep on Victor. Okay, well, it calls Victor Mike. So that doesn't exist on my map, so that's helpful. We want Whiskey 5. That's actually where we want to go. Which I hope was not that. It might be, actually. Let's go this way. Yes, there's west runway.
Now, on your ground diagrams, do they have the flows for the taxi and taxi out, or do you just have the base ones?
Some of them have the flows, I've discovered. At least the Lidos did not. I just discovered, I was looking at the Jeppesen ones, which is what I'm using now, and they do have some with flows. So I didn't look to see. I don't know if the one I have for Amsterdam has. It's a separate chart that has the flows. So there's the regular airport chart, and then it'll have a taxi flow one as well, if it has it. So I'll have to check and see. This, which this is actually like Delta, because Charlie doesn't really exist in this sim. to essentially alpha. This looks like Bravo. This one should be alpha. Take that to alpha 13. The cabin noise, what do you mean, can you make the cabin noise with it? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Might be thinking about the deplaning stuff on GSX.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's all, that's the people exiting the cabin stuff, that is not OBS, that you can get separately, that's GSX, like Tim just mentioned. And that allows you to have sounds that make it sound like people are leaving the aircraft, people are boarding the aircraft. It'll add the marshaller that marshals you in. It'll add the service vehicles, the baggage loaders and stuff like that. So that's all. That's GSX. That's from FS Dream Team, which the website is fsdreamteam.com, and you can get from them. It does cost. It's like 40 some odd bucks. I want to say 35, 40 bucks.
Kind of worth it.
It is kind of worth it, I think, for the immersion you get with it on the ground. I absolutely enjoy it. Plus, then you can get Juan, the Perspec driver. So you know, hey. Of course, you might find he's got a different name for you. I don't know. Yeah, if you're referring to this thing. That is something I created in OBS, so just getting OBS will not give you that. I manufacture that myself. I actually took that from the radio noise of a guy named Guido Warnicki, who has a bunch of videos of him flying citations and stuff like that around the corporate stuff. Actually fun videos to watch if you want to see some cool cockpit action and interaction between him and his co-pilot on little corporate aircraft.
Captain Moonbeam's kind of fun to watch too.
I'll have to look at him. I've never seen his stuff.
He's flying out of St. Louis. It's pretty cool.
Okay, Moonbeam?
That's correct.
Just like our governor?
Are we there yet, by the way?
No, but we're close. We're close. We're looking for Alpha 13.
I gotta go. Hey, look, another airplane.
That's right, I know. Looks like, is that Turkish? Oh, it's Turkish. Can't tell. So, 17. That is Turkish. It's KLM in the background. Oh, someone landing over here in front of us. That looks like a Lufthansa.
Did you see that the King of Denmark is a right-seater for KLM?
I did see that. I guess when you're the king, you can't do whatever you want.
That's gotta be fun for the captain.
Right? Don't mind me, I'm just, you know, the king.
Your Highness, can you get the gear?
Yeah, right?
Guess he donates his salary, too.
Oh, I guess that's the least he can do. He is the king. Alright, Gemini Jets, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Thanks for the prompts in the landing.
Take care, Gemini. Meanwhile...
Right? We should be on this side of this terminal.
Yeah, try doing this in the real world.
Oh, yeah, no thank you.
Oh, I'm sure if we'd given the opportunity, you'd jump on it.
Oh, I would, but yeah, don't necessarily wish it on myself. At least not for this, the taxiing in this location.
Worst part of my day. absolutely hate taxiing.
Really?
Scares me. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I can imagine. All kinds of vehicles. Can't see. I mean, your visibility is so limited to basically just the front of the aircraft. So.
You're trying to keep a mental picture of everything around you.
Yeah. There we go. There's our equipment. Well, I can, Leaf. If you want it, I can give you it. It's just an audio file, really. So that just loops, basically. So if you want me to find a way to get that to you, I can do that.
You should get your friend the organist to do your intro music.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Do 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 do. All right. Bring it on in. Let's not blind the poor man.
Skipple is such a hodgepodge.
It really is.
What's your altimeter reading now?
Looks like it's reading 20, but I wonder if the thing changed. The QNH.
Barometric pressure, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, parking brake set. Let's go ahead and flick on the light here. We need to get our ground service stuff hooked up so we can turn off the engines. Ground power active. Turn off the bleeds on the packs. So we have ground air connected, and we'll kill the engines. Jetway, is that linking up? Yes, good, okay. Alright. Damper off, fuel pumps off. Bus ties are set. Seatbelt sign off. Drop pumps off. Pitos off. Window heat off. Packs are set. That's still auto. Any collision light off. And that should be back on steady. And turn off lights can come off. That should go off as well. Oops. Out of the way. Thank you. Alright, once that jetway finishes hooking up, we'll get the doors opened up, tell these guys to request deboarding, get them in position, and we'll open the cargo doors. Stay there. And we hooked up yet? Almost. Almost. Yeah, I can email that to you, so I'll do that. Triggered. Alright, there we go. Jetway's hooked up. We'll go ahead and open our main door there. And in a second, the passengers will start deboarding. There they go. Alright, well, welcome to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport in the very rainy day, rainy evening here.
Great job, gentlemen.
So, thank you. we will be flying tomorrow. I don't know where to yet, but we'll go somewhere. We won't have Tim tomorrow because he's going to be going to his football game, so it'll be fun for him. But yeah, I don't know where we're going or what we're flying. We're probably not going to fly the 37 because we've done that 2 days in a row now. I might do cargo somewhere.
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
Take the Fokker Trimotor to, or the Ford Trimotor to Paris.
Oh, there you go. I haven't flown that thing in forever. Do I even...
Fly Le Bourget.
Le Bourget, yes. It's like Charles Zimmer.
Thank you for a wonderful flight.
So yeah. So join me tomorrow. I'll Instagram and Facebook and Twitter when we're going to be flying. It should be a little earlier tomorrow. Don't have anything pressing that I know of that should hamper that schedule. So we should be back to normal for tomorrow. So thanks for coming along with me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button. And if you want to leave comments, do so in the comment section. I do read those and I try to respond to them if you have questions. So that's an option there. Let me copy this guy's email real quick so I can do this. There we go. Okay, good. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. So thanks, Tim, for coming along for the ride today and for providing your guidance as always.
I enjoyed it. Always a piece of fun for me. And now that you got your manuals, you can do it right tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I've got lots of reading to do now. So, all right. Thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you later.
Take care.